It was a cold, rainy night when Jack, a tired single father, spotted a girl standing alone under the streetlight. She looked lost, soaked, and shivering. "You shouldn't be out here alone," Jack said gently. He didn't know her name, didn't know where she came from. All he saw was a girl who reminded him of someone, maybe his daughter one day. He took her home. Not out of desire, not out of obligation, but because deep down, he believed no one should be left out in the rain alone. That night, he gave her a towel, a warm meal, and the couch to sleep on. He didn't ask questions, she didn't offer explanations. And yet, something shifted. Lily, Jack's daughter, woke up in the morning and saw a strange woman in their tiny kitchen. Instead of fear, she smiled. "Are you an angel?" The girl, Emma, froze. She was used to champagne, luxury cars, and people wanting her money. But in this little house, with a man wearing a torn apron and a child offering her half a banana, she felt safe. For the first time, she wasn't being chased or judged. She was just seen. In the days that followed, Emma didn't leave. Jack didn't ask her to stay, but every morning there was one more plate at breakfast, one more cup of coffee poured, one more laugh in the house. Emma found herself drawn to the smallest things. How Jack packed Lily's school lunch with care, even if it was just peanut butter sandwiches. How he always waited for Lily to finish talking, even if her stories had no end. How he said little, but did everything. Jack, on the other hand, noticed Emma's walls slowly crumbling. She smiled more. She offered to do laundry. She once fell asleep on the couch holding Lily's sketchbook. One evening, as they cleaned up dinner, Jack asked, "Don't you have somewhere else to be?" Emma looked down and whispered, "Nowhere feels more like home than here." Neither of them said it, but something beautiful was growing between them. Not rushed, not planned, just real. And in that tiny home where there was barely enough space, they found something that made room for everyone: kindness. Emma was never just a girl caught in the rain. She was Emma Harrington, only daughter of Winston Harrington, the billionaire real estate mogul. She had run away from a life of cold expectations, an arranged engagement, and a mansion that felt more like a prison than a home. One afternoon, as Jack was taking out the trash, a black luxury car pulled up in front of their house. Out stepped a man in a sharp suit, surrounded by bodyguards. It was her father. "Emma," he said sternly, "enough of this foolishness. Come home." Jack stood frozen. Lily clung to his leg. Emma looked between the two men, the one who raised her with rules and walls, the other who gave her warmth without ever asking for anything in return. "I'm home," she said softly. The silence was deafening. Her father's face, unreadable. But Emma didn't flinch. Jack thought he had lost her. He started to back away, giving her space to choose. Then Emma reached for Lily's hand, and Jack's too. "I choose this, a simple life, an honest man, a child who sees me not for my last name, but for my heart." And in that moment, her secret wasn't a scandal. It was a declaration of love. 1 year later, the same old couch still sat in their living room, but now it belonged to 3 people. Jack still worked the same job, still woke up early, still cooked clumsy breakfasts. But now when he turned around, Emma was in the kitchen too, smiling with a cup of coffee in hand, watching Lily color. No diamond rings, no honeymoon in Paris, just 3 broken hearts that had found healing in each other. Lily called Emma Mom for the first time when Emma tied her hair without hurting her. Jack cried, not because he was overwhelmed, but because for once, he didn't feel alone in this world. Emma left behind mansions, inheritances, and designer gowns. In return, she got home-cooked meals, Sunday walks in the park, and afternoon naps as a family beneath the hum of an old ceiling fan. There are things money can't buy. A hand to hold, a heart that stays, and a home that doesn't need to be grand, just filled with love. And Emma, the girl who ran from a castle, finally found a place to belong. Winston Harrington, the ruthless billionaire, used to believe money could fix everything, until he saw his daughter standing in front of a tin roof house, smiling like he had never seen before. He visited one quiet afternoon. Jack was cooking, Emma was teaching Lily how to plant flowers in the front yard. Winston didn't say much at first. He just watched. "You gave up millions to stay here. Why?" Emma wiped her hands clean and walked over. "Because here, I get to live. I don't have to perform. I don't have to pretend. I just get to be me." Winston stayed silent for a long moment. "I always thought being a father meant providing everything. But maybe what you needed most was the freedom to choose your own happiness." He turned to Jack and offered a handshake. "I don't need you to be rich. I just need you to love her the right way." Jack took his hand and held it tight. That day, a father finally let go, so his daughter could truly fly. We all think happiness is something grand, something we must chase far and wide. But sometimes it's just a small home, a warm plate of food, and the laughter of a child echoing in the late afternoon. Emma once lived in a castle, but never felt truly loved without conditions. Jack was once so poor that he had only one last meal for his daughter, yet still chose to share it with a shivering stranger in the rain. And it was that quiet kindness that changed the fate of all three. Their story isn't about wealth or poverty, it's about choices. The choice to trust, even after being hurt. The choice to love, not for status, but for the soul. The choice to stay, even when leaving would have been easier. A single father who thought his life would only ever be work and a little girl became the man who made an heiress walk away from everything, and the girl born into luxury finally found her freedom barefoot in a small kitchen, holding hands with a child who now calls her Mom. Because sometimes it's not about having more, it's about finding the right person at the right time to realize that love, kindness, and a sincere home are the most precious things worth holding on to in this life.